Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the Chronicles of Narnia, The Horse and His Boy, chapters 1 and 2 today. This is a map of Narnia that my daughter made a while ago, and I wanted to show it to you just so you can get a visual of where this story takes place. Of course, it's a fictional land, not a real, excuse me, not a real place. But down here at the very bottom on the right is where Arshish's house is, and this is where the protagonist of our story, Shasta, this is where we first meet him, where he is a slave slash son to Arshish. And then he and the horse will travel up through this area until their immediate goal is to go to the city of Tashbaan. Their other final goal is to get to the country of Narnia. Narnia in the north. That's what he said several times in the first chapter. So let's discuss we won't be discussing, but I'll be giving you the answers to the questions for the first two chapters. All right, so in chapter 1, how did Arshish know that the stranger was a Tarkin or a great lord? Okay, when the stranger comes on this large horse and asks for lodging, how did Arshish know who he was? And he knew because of the gold that is on his bare arm. That is actually what the book said. The way he was dressed, his armor, his magnificent horse. But the gold on his arm was the main thing that gave him away. All right, and number 2, what did Shasta overhear about his background? Okay, he was eavesdropping on Arshish and the Tarkin, and Arshish told the Tarkin that Shasta was not really his son, but that he found him in a boat that washed up on shore with his father who had recently passed away. So he realized that he was not Arshish's son, but that he was basically his slave. All right, and then why did Bree want Shasta to run away with him? Why couldn't Bree, the horse, just run away by himself? Well, it's because he knew that if he had no rider on his back, that some other man might try to capture him and take him back to Calormen, where he is trying to flee from. But if he had a rider, he would look more legitimate and would hopefully not be bothered by someone trying to capture him. All right. So, Bree, the talking horse, and Shasta decide to flee together and head for Narnia in the north. What did Shasta find in the Tarkin's saddlebag when they stopped for a break? He found, fortunately enough for him, food and some money. Money that he could use to buy food after the food in the saddlebag ran out. And who or what did Shasta and Bree think was following them along the way? They heard the roar of a lion. They thought it was a lion, and so they thought that a lion was following them and chasing them. Also, there was another horse near the end of their chase that was running beside them. So, what two characters end up joining them in their escape? We see that the other horse was another talking horse, a female horse named Hwin, and her rider was Aravis. And they are also trying to escape to Narnia from Calormen. And in chapter 3, you'll read Aravis's story about how and why she is escaping with Hwin. So here on the map you can see this is Arshish's place. This is the first place they're going to is Tashbaan, the city. And in chapter 3, it will talk about their time in Tashbaan and what happens there. After that, they're going to go across this desert up here and this is where the story ends. Other stories in Narnia take place in other parts of the map, but this story will take place mostly here. Okay, so you are to read chapter 3 for tonight, and you have some more questions and some more vocabulary words to look up for that. Alright, now we're going to talk about the hand washing paper that I hope you guys have been working on. I know we didn't get a lot of time to work on this in class, so I did send out some information about it this afternoon to help clarify a little bit of what I'm looking for this paper. It's going to be 4 paragraphs long. The first paragraph will be a general introduction, and you'll have use some of the facts that you see over here on the right hand side. The second paragraph will be about how to wash your hands, and you'll use the information you see over here on the left. The third paragraph will be why or when you should wash your hands, different times and different circumstances. And then the last paragraph will be a conclusion and a wrap-up using maybe some of this information here about the different kinds of germs and where they can be found. Okay, so we're looking for 4 paragraphs, and I'm going to go over the ones we've done so far. Hopefully you've done so far. We did this first keyword outline in class together for paragraph 1, and that was washing your hands is important to combat germs. Did you know students miss up to 2 million days a year because of colds? Correct hand washing can prevent 1 million deaths per year. And it's not only how we wash our hands, but when we wash our hands. There are proper ways and times to wash hands. Okay, so that's the introduction paragraph, paragraph 1. Now paragraph 2 will be all about how to wash your hands. That'll be the next 5 lines in your keyword outline. And this is basically a list of things to do and when to do them. So you may need to use these words over here first, then, next, finally, etc. You can use these if you'd like. So we see, according to the infographic, that the best way to wash your hands is under running water, to apply soap and scrub for 20 seconds, which is about the time it takes to sing happy birthday 2 times. Then the next step is to rinse off the soap. Next you dry with a towel or air. And lastly, just want to recap the main idea of this paragraph, which is how to wash your hands. So you can say that by saying washing your hands correctly removes lots of bacteria or something like that. You don't have to do it exactly as I've said it, but these are ideas of the way you can write your paragraph using the information that's on the infographic. Okay, so now I'm going to go over paragraph 3. And paragraph 3 is about when to wash your hands. Alright, so let's move this up a little bit. Alright, now notice we're using the next 5 lines in the keyword outline, and we're using the information that's from the bottom of the infographic. It tells all the different times and circumstances where you should wash your hands. Alright, so my topic sentence here is, now that I have the technique down, you can use the arrow to show the word down, how often should I wash my hands? Or when should I wash my hands? Something, you can say something like that. So, and then we're basically going to list the times and circumstances where you should wash your hands. Before eating and cooking, make a sentence with that. Always wash your hands before eating and cooking. Also, people should wash their hands after using the bathroom or sneezing or coughing. It's also important to wash your hands after being around a sick person or touching animals and pets. And then the last sentence is always a conclusion or a wrap-up of the main idea of this paragraph. The main idea is when to wash your hands. So you could say, there are many times during the day that it is important to remember to wash your hands, or something like that. Okay? So paragraph 3 is about all the different times that it's good to wash your hands. So you can copy the keyword outline that I have here, or you can alter it a little bit and use your own words and your own ideas along with the information from the infographic. Okay, so your assignment for tonight, which is due on Thursday, is to write paragraph 3 about washing hands. Paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 should already be turned in, and if they're not, try to get those in as soon as possible. So Thursday, paragraph 3 will be due, and the following Tuesday, paragraph 4 will be due, but I'll do another video on that on Thursday. If you would like to go ahead and make your own conclusion paragraph, that's fine too. But I will be making a video on that on Thursday. All right. Let's just go over the checklist as well while you're here. Remember that each of your paragraphs need to have an ly adverb. So for paragraph 1, you should have an ly adverb, a who which clause, a strong verb, a because clause, a quality adjective, and this I don't believe we've gone over, so don't worry about the Asia clause. Okay, if you know what an Asia clause is, you can put one of those in too, and that will be great. Make sure you use correct capitalization, end marks, punctuation, spelling. Make sure all your sentences are complete and they make sense. And one other thing I would like you to include is an alliteration. You don't have to include alliteration for every paragraph, but just somewhere once in your whole paper. One in the entire paper, okay? Make sure that you double space, as usual. Name and date in upper left-hand corner. Don't worry about your title right now. We'll do that after we finish the paper. And you don't have to send me your checklist or your rough draft or any other drafts. Just send me the draft that you're working on. Okay? All right. I think that's it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Your parents can text me or email me, and I'll be happy to help. All right. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.